Welcome to the stage, Mr. Flagg.
Oh.
We're gonna give a couple minutes for people to come on in, but we got people coming on in. So hello, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Just thanks for having me. I just feel so special.
We're not getting started yet. I'm saying thank you to the audience right now. You nervous?
Nah.
You sure?
No.
Okay. Hey, Amy. Our sis Amy is on here. Hey, baby. How are you?
What's going on, baby?
I'm excited. This is like huge.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad I can be a part.
I'm glad that you can be here tonight and that you made time out of your busy schedule for us to join us.
I had to ask my manager to fit it on in.
Oh. Well, kudos. Shout out to the manager.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
She likes what you're doing over here,
All
so
right.
she said I can come and boost your ratings up a little bit. So.
Well, do tell. You're about to boost my ratings.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
It's a serious matter, and I believe in what you're doing.
I appreciate that.
And I like it.
I appreciate that. So it is 9:01, and we are going to get started. So without further ado, first of all, I would like to thank all of you for joining us tonight. This is a very special Pretty Moody Monday because we are bringing Mr. Flagg here, my husband, my life partner, my business partner, to the Pretty Moody couch today to talk about, everything.
Uh-oh.
Marriage and menopause. I mean, like everything. Like we're not playing around tonight. And just so that y'all know, he has no idea the questions or anything that I'm going to ask him tonight because I wanted his organic, reaction and response, which he does not like at all. Let me be clear about that. He does not like not knowing. He wants to be prepared so he can, study and run videos and all that stuff. So, I know that this is out of the norm for you. But again, thank you for being here because we want to unpack as much as we can tonight. So first of all, though, I just want to tell y'all a little bit about Mr. Flagg. First, he is a God-fearing man. He's a husband. He's a father. He's a successful entrepreneur. He owns Raish Hair Salon and Spa, Raish Hair Care Products. Yes, we do hair care. We're both hairstylists. So you've been a hairstylist now for over 3 decades. That's a long time.
Wow. So, if you put it like that, yeah, I've actually put in work. Yeah.
Yes, you have. That's a long time. So thank you for that service in the professional care industry. We appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
And you are also owner of Le Dîner en Blanc Wilmington.
Okay, so all those owners should be co-owners.
I mean, well, yes, I understand that.
Okay. Yes, I.
But we're highlighting you right now.
All right. Well,
So yes, I get that. I mean, you're an award-winning hairstylist. You've been international. You're a formulator for our hair care company. Like a lot of people don't know, especially on my Pretty Moody platform, like all that we do or all that, even I do outside of Pretty Moody. But I'm a hairstylist as well. Same amount of years. I said that already, so I'm not going to say it again.
same amount.
Yes.
You're catching up.
But I mean, with all of those good things that you have, going on, all of your accolades, now you get to add that you are Pretty Moody's husband.
Pretty Moody's husband.
So just share with the audience a little bit about how that experience has been from you from the very beginning, because for those of you who don't know, I got thrown into surgical menopause during a pandemic during 2020, and it was it happened fast. It was like a thing that we got the news. It was very quick. Like, okay, this has to be done now. And I know how it affected me and how life-changing it was for me. But it also affected you and, our marriage, our relationship, business relationship. So how was that for you, like in the beginning when I told you the news that this is something that, has to happen and it has to happen now?
Well, first, every man should kind of go, and I think every man should go into protection mode, like, oh shit, what can we do to prevent this from happening? And then...
Prevent what? When you say prevent this from happening, what do you mean, like...
Well...
Yeah, I'm like Oprah, so...
Yeah, okay. So, we were presented that you had to lose your ovary. Mm-hmm. And you were probably most likely going to be thrown into menopause. Mm-hmm. So, as a husband, you don't want to be thrown into anything. So, I try to do a little research and see what I can to find out what's best. And plus, the doctor that you have is close friends.
Yes.
So,
I
shoot her a couple threatening messages.
You was threatening my doctor?
And the best way was pretty much to kind of go with the flow. There's nothing that I can do to prevent it.
Right.
So that part is off. So then we just pretty much, you got to go with the flow. You don't know what's going to happen. We just kind of got to be never too high, never too up. I mean, just go with the flow. Was
you scared at like any point? Did you have any fear?
No.
Because I know you like Superman, so your superpowers
no, you
kick in and
again,
good.
Again, if I thought I could heal you or prevent you from happening, I would have, but my superpowers, they just didn't go that.
Did y'all hear that? He said
he
said if he thought he could heal me.
Yeah, they just didn't do that. So it's the next step, and the next step is, okay, you try to learn as much as possible about it, and again, go with the flow. No man ever, like, we don't sit around and say, okay, my wife got menopause, and this is what you're supposed to do. My father didn't say it, my uncles didn't say it, my boys don't say it. They probably have no idea what the hell's going on because I haven't sat down and talked to them.
Right.
But it just happens, so you don't have a lot of people to bounce it off of. Mm-hmm. None of my mentors said anything about menopause.
Okay.
So it's just more like you just got to get information and deal with it when it happens.
So thank you for sharing that. One of the things you were saying, like you didn't have anybody really as far as like guys to go to, but I'm curious, to know, did my mother-in-law ever like say anything about menopause that would have given you like anything like, hey, my mom is going through menopause, or did you know what it was even?
I actually seen it happen.
What?
Yeah.
What is that?
I seen the mild mannered lady go into the pretty Moody category.
Be careful. Be careful.
And
hold on. Let me press pause for 1 second. You said, okay. You said you seen it happen.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right. I'm going to press pause. We're going to get back there, right? Mm-hmm. Before me bringing to you that this was something that I was about to enter into and bringing, hey, babe, I'm about to go through menopause. Like, did you know then that that's what it was, or did you tie it together now?
Okay, so in the introduction, you explained that I've been a hairstylist for over 30 years.
Yes.
So there have been many of my guests going through menopause.
Okay.
But I rarely ask them about it. If they want to talk about it, they talk about it.
But
I knew because they would sit in my chair and start sweating.
Hot flash.
And we would try to calm it down so I could finish the hairstyle without it being wet. and that's how I knew. So they didn't have to say nothing.
I can relate to that. I understand.
So, but I seen Mom. Yeah, she just, I don't think she took any medication for it or nothing. She's just going through it.
Mom, we gonna have you on to back this up too, so you can set them straight a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot more
so
screaming.
You saw a lot more what?
I just remember the screaming.
Screaming?
Yeah, like say if the trash. And this is a
when y'all wasn't doing what you was supposed to be doing.
Yeah, without question.
Okay.
The trash man comes at 10:30, and at 7:30 when she's about to go to work,
the trash ain't out.
She's screaming up.
Pretty much like now today, the same shit that I do now to
but
you.
as long as it gets out before the trash man comes, I'm thinking
this is so
we good.
This is so funny because you still do that. Like you just did it this morning.
Listen, I didn't know it was triggered.
I just don't say anything. I don't say nothing anymore.
I didn't know it was triggered.
I don't say anything anymore.
That episode, but
Okay, so you kind of was able to, you kind of knew, but it wasn't like a thing that was unpacked or anything.
No, I didn't. I really didn't study it. I just really
But you knew she was going through menopause.
Nah.
You didn't know what it was.
I thought she was
crazy. Say it. Just say it to the people right there. Yeah. What you thought? What you thought she was?
Well, see, when men don't know exactly how to explain the emotions
that we're having.
Is
that we're having?
That you're having. And until we figure it out, we kind of we put it in the box of crazy. But listen.
What the hell?
I know. It's not a bad thing though. Because we haven't figured it out. We have no idea what just happened.
So you just push it all to the side.
Yeah, because there's you can't address it. Mm-hmm. You can't ask what happened, Mom. What's going on right now?
Okay. All right. Touche.
So we put it in there.
Touche.
And that for a period. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm coming up on in July. It'll be. And I'll never forget this date. I was 47 years old when it happened. It was July 8th, the date that I had my surgery. But, and I remember that day. I remember almost, almost being able to put myself in the same emotion, which is crazy, that day. So a lot of times I don't even like going back to it because it was just such a yucky, feeling. But it was crazy because even though I felt, just out of sorts, with the whole thing, I really had accepted it. I had already gotten to that point, and I think I had, 2 weeks to try to get all this stuff together. But I had already gotten to the point in my mind where I was like, okay, God, whatever this is, it is, because you put me on this journey for a reason. So just show me what to do with it. But I recall again that day being crazy. It was just such a pivotal, life-changing, moment, day. It was just okay, when this happens, that's it. You can't go back.
Yep.
So how did you feel like that day? If you can just touch on it real quick.
Well, again, I kind of sometimes go with the worst and just go there first, just to put myself in that predicament, so I can get myself ready for that experience. But again, I knew the doctor. I was texting back and forth, and I after a minute, I knew she had you. It was the morbid part was just for a second. What if this happens? And then you gotta cut. I only can stay in that for just a little bit because everybody's calling me. Everybody's wondering what's going on. So I can stay in that just for a second. But then once I prayed and I knew everything was going on. I was about to ask you that.
Like, did you lean on your? Did you completely just kneel into your faith at that moment? Like,
yeah, once my I don't know. I think I'm a superhero, but I'm a superhero.
It's okay, babe. I think you're a superhero too.
Once I can't do anything, and I need to stop relying on myself sometimes so much. But once I can't do anything, then I'm on my knees. Bang. Right. You see, I don't have no problem with it. Right. I should be on my knees first. Right. But
but that's how we are. It's like we want to try to fix as much as we could, right? First, like I did my part. Now here I am. That was good. That was good. So we have been pretty much working together as business partners for about 20 years or so. Time just flies. We've been married for 14 years this coming June. How I know how it's impacted me going into menopause and being able to still take on my full load, because we are partners. The beauty in that is it's like you got your responsibilities and I have my responsibilities, but I've been giving you some of my responsibilities, since this has happened, and I know sometimes I got a little pushback. But I was like, listen, bro, look, I'm trying to tell you, we can have the pushback, but you still getting it. So, how has that been for you too? Like the shift in, me giving you, some of my responsibility and pulling back, because I've pulled back from the business too a little bit. Again, I'm a hairstylist, so I'm behind a chair, a lot of hours, and it's very, taxing on my body. Especially now with the menopause, so I've been pulling back and cutting my schedule back a little bit, and we had a little thing about that not too long ago because you was like, wait a minute, you leaving early, and I'm like, yep, peace out, I'm out of here. You gonna have to deal with it. So how has that part, the business part, been for you?
We all get into a comfortability track, especially when you know your role. I know my role. Once somebody throws something on your plate, you just it's just not comfortable. But right now it's in this time nobody's really comfortable.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, this is not
You're absolutely right.
Comfortable time period.
Everything's so different now.
So, and that's going to be the difference going forward. Can you make the uncomfortable comfortable and keep moving? And that's what happens in my head. It's just I might have a setback for a second, but as soon as I figure it out, boom, it's just on to the next thing. Because I know something else is coming.
Right.
I don't have enough time to
sit there
and
fight with Pretty Moody.
And guys don't. Guys, it's a. You're not supposed to have a whole bunch of emotion towards it.
Why do you say that? Because I disagree. I'm not saying when you say a whole bunch of emotion, I think that the men and I'm gonna say from my experience, because I can't speak, to all men or whatever, and even family members and friends, and it's just, why do y'all feel like you have to shut your emotion down? Because it's some things like, you guys are just as affected as we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at this, and a lot of times when I'm making a decision, it's not like I'm just like, oh, I just got to do this for myself. And that's it. Boom. It is never like that. It's always, okay, shit, how is this going to affect my husband? Like, how is this going to affect the business? How is this going to affect the house? Like I yield to, you know, the emotion that comes with that. Why is it difficult for men, in your opinion, to yield to the emotions that come with these things?
Emotion is like, I don't know if we kind of call it weak or something, and men don't want to seem weak, but it's not a factor when it comes into a decision. So
Okay.
it's take your fucking emotions and put them to the side
And do what needs to be done.
and you have to do what needs to be done, and
Got it.
that's
I understand that.
the difference.
I understand that.
You can have yourself a little pity party or whatever or something,
Yeah.
and then it's done. You have to do what the fuck you're supposed to do
To move on.
and that's it.
I can respect that. Thanks for answering that. How has there been any challenges for you dealing with this? With with Minnie?
Nah. Nah.
He's lying, y'all.
Again, okay, so talking to other guests and
Other women.
women.
Yes.
that's in
So
my
we
chair.
call our guests, just so you know, our clients, we call them guests at our salon.
So again, I can usually find me a mentor or something so I can be better or catch up and learn from their mistakes. You don't have a mentor here.
in this area.
No, you don't have a like, oh, I want to be like this dude right here so I can, what am I supposed to do when this happens? What am I supposed to do when this happens? So I have to pretty much kind of go with what not to do from what I heard in the chair and what not to do.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So you're listening to your customers and the stories that they're telling you, the conversations that y'all are having, and you're like, oh, no, I can't.
Yeah, that's not gonna be me. He said that. Oh shit. Oh. And I might have been there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that I just heard this. God just put you in this chair.
Because I'm not gonna do that no more.
That right there. And that's he sends me messages through people. You put it out there and you open, and somebody's gonna give you a message, and that could add to your life.
Yes, that's for sure. Yeah. And I hear you. We are really big on mentors, and we have different mentors for different categories in our life, which I love, because you can't just have like a one size fit all, mentor. We have our life is different layers, so we need people for those layers that we can tap into to help us navigate. And I just kind of, I had said to you before, like, I was like, this platform, it needs the men to be a part and to understand. And I just feel like you're going to bring a lot, to that. I know you're not there now, but my prayers. Okay. But it's like a lot of times, like when I be going through different things on this journey, I'm always thinking about, dang, like, how does this affect you and how you feel? Because sometimes it's stuff that I can't control. It's feelings that I can't control. It's emotions that I can't control. And I've always been pretty much outspoken. So I can only imagine now it's probably like, yeah. Is it, do you feel like it's gotten like more like dense now? Or like, am I more outspoken now that I'm in menopause? Or tell me, speak to my behaviors. Like, do you see, like, what are the changes that you see from like now to like before pre-menopause to menopause?
I mean, without like going through a whole bunch. Remember when I said when mom was going through certain things?
Yes.
And you couldn't explain them.
Yes.
And you put them in the crazy category.
I don't like that shit.
I know. I honestly,
you're going to have to find another word.
I honestly put him in the pretty moody category.
Oh, okay, I like that. You got a pretty moody category.
Exactly.
And you'd be like, but I mean, that's cool because sometimes you'll be acting or you'll do something. I'll be like, yo, pretty moody. To just, like, that's like, cut, just look, that's it right there because I'm not, that's it.
That's it.
I ain't got to say nothing else.
No.
But I like that. A lot of people want to know too, like, because one of the biggest things that happen that we know during menopause for us is hot flashes. That's like a common. That's one of the most common symptoms, but there's so many other more important and more impactful symptoms also. One of them too is like a lot of women experience like low libido, sex drive, changes with, our vaginas, dryness, like all of that. Like, do you feel like it has like impacted our sex life? I know for me, and I'm gonna just be fully transparent with y'all, like before I had the surgery, I think I was like really going crazy about that part. Like wondering if sex was going to be the same, if I was going to feel the same, just because it's some horrific shit out there. Like for real, when you start like Googling, we Google everything. Sure. And you start reading stories and hearing stuff. So I remember like going through like the post-op and everything. And every day I used to be like, oh my God, like, what is it? Like, am I going to be able to have sex? Am I going to be able to feel sex? And everything was just like, what the hell? Because you don't know. And you can't do nothing until you test it out that first time. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. So how do you feel? Because I was just petrified. Like, I need to be able to please you, and also I want to be pleased as well. So,
well, it's a little petrified too. Again, studying a little bit.
So, what did you? Why was you petrified?
Because if you couldn't do it, there's no
oh, okay.
So,
okay.
Again, I've heard the worst.
What was the worst?
That there was just no sex life, and then I've heard that it really didn't matter, as long as you take precautions, and I heard people get dry, but if you remember, you're trying to figure out a natural lube, so it's just, if there's not a symptom, if something goes wrong, you try to fix it, and I'm gonna try to fix it, dude, and you were trying to fix it, woman, so we're gonna try to fix it regardless, but it really didn't change much.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that was the first time I asked him that, y'all, so I got my answer when y'all got the answer. Well, all right, much. We're going to work on that much part.
No, because, truth be told, you will break out in hot flash while we have sex.
Oh, listen, I will definitely break out in the hot flash, but it ain't stop nothing. It just make that shit hot and heavy. Real hot. Well, thank you for that. And I'm looking at my phone, guys, because I wrote questions down to make sure that I would not forget with the damn brain fog that we get from menopause. So I had to put them in my phone to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So I would like to ask you, and I brought this up before, but for those of you who don't know, do you know what andropause is?
No, I really haven't gone and studied
You haven't studied that?
a little bit.
Do you know do you know anything about andropause? Andropause.
Okay, so what I do know is balance is really important.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
What you talking
balance. Just like menopause is when I'm guessing.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. Because sometimes he like to deflect. So, do you know what andropause is?
Hold on. What I've read is when when your estrogen level gets unbalanced.
Who?
When menopause.
Mine?
Yes.
No.
It has nothing to do with
Andropause.
I'm saying menopause.
I'm talking about andropause.
Andropause.
I'm doing the interviewing.
Andropause. You asked me for an answer, and I'm getting around to my answer. Andropause is the unbalance of the testosterone levels for the man.
Oh, can you tell them right there again what you just said?
It's the
Speak up.
unbalance of testosterone levels in the man, where you might start to have a little estrogen.
Okay, so guys, ladies, men go through andropause. That is the male version of menopause. Mr. Flagg has been told this before, but he also stated that until they come up with a better name for it, that he refused to take any responsibility for andropause.
Yeah.
But just like we go through changes, y'all go through changes too. I think that y'all like to call it like, what is it, midlife crisis or something like that?
No. Women call it midlife crisis.
What do y'all call it?
We just
Buy motorcycles and cars and dumb shit like that.
It's just something we're going through.
Okay, so ladies, again, men go through. And I posted on it before. I'm gonna post it up again with some information because the goal is for you guys to be educated as well. We gotta be educated on our stuff and your stuff, and it's vice versa. All right, so you're gonna have to embrace, that it is andropause.
I'm quite sure somebody somewhere has some of the symptoms of exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
But
all right, it's the male version.
when I started,
How old are you, sir? Can you tell the audience how old you are? Do you mind?
yeah, I'm half century plus a couple.
Plus a couple.
Yeah.
Okay. So you probably in that range, that age range.
Again, the superhero status of
Got
where
it.
I'm at.
He not ready yet. He
Yeah.
not ready yet. But
That's not okay.
we gonna just keep you educated.
That's cool.
Okay.
You keep looking up stuff for me, and I'll pass it on to the people.
I will. Knowing what you know now, what tools would you feel would have been a little bit more helpful, for you? Like knowing what you know now, like being on my journey and us going through everything that we've been through together with this.
God's blessed me with the guests to tell me again what not to do. I would love to have a mentor to explain. Your wife is going through this. She might do this. You have to do this. When she does this, you're more prone to be happier if you suggest this. There's no database for that. There's no mentor for that.
Right.
So, again, it's not, I'm blindsided because for the most part, the walls are down. So you just, for the most part, you got to let it happen and then react the best way you can.
Okay. So tell me something good about menopause.
Tell you something good about menopause. Um, well, it's a. Well, I'm glad that you handled it the way that you handled it. Some people could have just took it and went into the doldrums where I've seen some people go, and you've taken this to be a platform and to educate while you're going through it, and to make people's path a little easier. So, with that being said, you said one time in Europe and maybe in Asia, they look at menopause as a second spring or the next step.
Yeah.
And again, you can your mindset. If you can kind of change your mindset and celebrate it like you're going into your second spring or your next step, then I think you can kind of celebrate going into the next step, because everybody doesn't get to go into that next step.
That's right.
So.
And what advice would you give? We're going to do a Q&A just in case anybody has any questions that they want to ask you.
Okay.
But what advice would you give like any other partners that are, dealing with a mate that is going through menopause? Or like what advice would you, give them? Or what information?
Can't study. It's not like you join a group or something. Men for menopause, it's not like a thing you can do. It's more study. Sometimes when you're with your friends, run it past. See if you're getting a reaction, or see if you can get any advice from your older cats, or ask your dad or whatever. But as a couple, you just gotta go. You gotta go through it. You can study a little bit on the internet. You can study. You can ask doctors. You can show up at doctor's appointment with your wife.
Just educate yourself.
Just educate yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. This was like really, really good. I appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes. And before we open up the Q&A, how do you feel about me starting the platform, like Pretty Moody? Like, I know you just, was saying that you think that it's good that I use that to kind of live my life out loud. I know for me, sometimes it's a little challenging because I don't like to disappoint people. So I want to make sure that I'm presenting myself and giving people an organic me, and also giving them something that can feed them and that can really help them along this journey. So how do you feel about, Pretty Moody and what I'm doing with this?
When it's talking to my guests again, a lot of guests said what keeps our marriage so strong is it's usually I usually tell them that we usually do everything together, because I heard so many stories about couples doing separate shit. So this was one of the journeys that you pretty much had to take. You involved me with certain things, but this one is you had to do by yourself. So at first I was just like, because for a couple times I thought I had no say, but once,
because you thought you had no say because of the nature of the
you're right, I have no
business, because it was menopause.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I have no education. I'm not going through it.
I can't be a part of this.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Once I broke all that down and came to that conclusion that you have to do this journey by yourself because you're going through it. Once I got over that shit, then I'm always, if you can help one person, it's all good.
Oh, thank you, babe. Well, I thank you for your support.
Thank you very much.
From the second, like the moment that I told you, you just was like we got this. Like, okay. So I thank you for your support. I thank you for your input. I thank you for allowing me to be like pliable, because I have to be pliable on this journey, because I don't know where it's taking me from literally 1 second to the next. So like I need your support. So I appreciate you being here. It makes it easier for me to navigate and to feel comfortable doing the things that I want to do with Pretty Moody. So I thank you for that. And now I think we are done. And if you guys have any questions, I mean, like anything, like seriously, like we will answer. Will we answer like any question they have?
We'll try.
Okay. Well, we're going to try to answer any question that you may have for us. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight.
My management team said if we have to go over 9:45, then you have to pay overtime.
Oh. Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Well, hey. Add it to my bill. I'm down for the overtime. So it's 9:41. I'm on the feed right now. If anybody has any questions that you want to ask me or Michael about our journey together, because we are definitely on this journey together. Yes, we have been again working together for a long time, and I mean, that's challenging enough sometimes. Like I know a lot of times people ask, do y'all ride together? Like that's like one of the top questions that I get from my guests. Like, do y'all ride to work together? And I'm like, hell no, we don't ride to work together. No. The only time I ride with you is like if it's snowing or something outside, because I don't like driving in the snow. But I mean, I think that we do well with finding like a healthy, balance for, most of the time. Yep. And that's what keeps, us afloat. Your sister Shelly said part 2 next week. All right, I don't see any questions on here. No, I don't see any. No questions. Going once, going twice. I'm going to check the iPad real quick. Okay. All right. Nope, no questions.
Alrighty.
I think that's it.
So I might not have to charge you overtime.
I might be able to escape without having to pay overtime. So again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to keep talking. I say that a lot. I'm going to keep talking for us so that we can get stronger and more educated in this menopause arena, and just grow together. So tell your friends, because this is just the beginning. I am just scratching the surface. Pretty Moody is going to be a worldwide phenomenon one day. Trust me, speaking that into existence. But thank you again so much. And do you have anything? Do you want to leave the audience with just like a nice little something, like of positivity, nice inspirational takeaway?
Through this time right now, I think everybody is over it, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I see some of my guests, or most of the guests, sit down in a chair and ready to quit work. We can't find a lot of workers to fill the shop. Businesses right now who took loans to stay afloat are trying to, those loan notes are coming in. So it's a lot of uncertainty right now. Be the foundation that doesn't sway. Because a lot of this shit's gonna get washed away. Businesses, restaurants, if if you've been able to withstand the storm, just keep holding on, because I mean, help is on the way, or your mission is too important to just let it go, especially when you're helping people.
That's great. I love that. I love that. It's always a goal just to get to the other side. You know, for me, it's like whatever I'm dealing with, it can be at this second, this day, this moment, whatever. It's temporary, because it's another side to that. So it's like we got to go through whatever's right here to come out of it on the other side. So that's what kind of like keeps me going. Everything I just look at like challenges and things like that. Even like the things that I feel like with menopause, like regularly, I'm just always looking for, okay, this is just a moment. Once I come out of this, it's going to be good. And then also when you get to the good, like really suck it up and take, the good. Like live in that good as long as you can. And that's it. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank
baby.
you.
All right.